Hello there and good morning. Napoleon Macron threatens direct and physical action against the UK. As per usual, please like, subscribe and comment below. And when subscribing, please do press that little bell, but also select the all option, or you won't get any notifications when I publish a new video. The French have taken the political gloves off and are resorting to knuckle-duster tactics. And all because they are unable to properly fill in a few fishing vessel licence application forms. And because their admin work is so poor, they end up not getting what they want. So more teddies pour forth from the Macron pram. And get this. France is now threatening to cut off the supply of any electricity it sends to us via the undersea connectors, as well as blockade us with fishing vessels and prevent goods flowing between France and the UK, along with threats to destroy Christmas 2021 for the UK citizenry. They'll be setting up reindeer detecting radar stations and anti-sleigh missile systems next. Clement Beaune, the French Minister for Europe, said grandly, "Along with my European counterparts, we have decided that within days we will take European or national measures to put pressure on the United Kingdom." When all he has to do is fill some forms in properly. And if they can't get the right information onto those forms to qualify for the licences, that's their fault, not ours. And a point that really irks me is that I did a bit of research to find out how many UK fishing vessels have been given licences to operate in EU waters, but I can't find any information on that and nothing in our press about it either. Now, if the European Union was being so generous with these, I'm absolutely sure the BBC would have let us know. No, it all seems to be one-way traffic. The French position seems to be that filling in these forms to ascertain whether the vessels should be allowed to operate in our waters is just too onerous. It appears that the French would like us to treat these fishing licences a bit like confetti. And the head of the Northern France Fisheries Committee, Olivier Lepretre, said, "If negotiating fails, we will stop all French and European products reaching the UK, and we will stop all British products reaching Europe. Unless Boris backs down, the Brits will not have so many nice things to eat this Christmas. I hope it doesn't come to that." It should be obvious that these are not nice people. Anyway, having taken a quick look at the fisheries section of the UK-EU post-Brexit trade and cooperation agreement. Cooperation! Ha! And that TCA does not appear to give either side the power to unilaterally cut off all trade, which appears to be what Macron is threatening. And if Macron is threatening to do this and the EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen isn't reining him in, then one assumes the EU as a whole is also threatening the UK with this action. And all because France can't fill a few forms in properly. And one assumes the French, via the EU Commission, has followed the correct procedures for remedial measures and dispute resolution as laid out in the Trade and Cooperation Agreement, including an arbitration panel, etc. Or do these sort of things only apply to the UK where the one-sided operation of the Northern Ireland Protocol is concerned? And on this the UK has been overly cautious and has followed the rules properly for far too long. But just stand back and look at what the French are threatening to do over fishing licences. Does that look to you at all proportionate? Really? But the French shenanigans don't stop there. Oh no. But before I get into that, I just want to say a massive thank you to all my Super Thanks, Patreon and PayPal supporters, as well as those that do buy a mug, with my mug on it. Links in the descriptions box below. You really do help me keep this channel going. So what else has the French government been up to? Well, on top of moaning about fishing licences, it's emerging that France has diverted 5 million AstraZeneca jabs away from the UK and into the EU earlier this year. something that UK ministers are claiming could have cost UK lives and also that it was akin to an act of war. And we still refer to them as our friends and partners. Well, they're not acting that way, are they? And Napoleon Macron certainly isn't. Heaven help UK-EU relations if he ever manages to grab the reins of power over Brussels after Merkel's fully gone. Because he's already resorting to actual threats of physical action against the UK. Blockades are physical. So is direct intervention in legal contractual arrangements between suppliers and buyers across the EU and UK. Shutting down electric power to the UK is also direct physical action. And all because their form filling isn't up to scratch. I'd love to know what the emergency EU legislation would say to back that lot up. And what clauses in the Trade and Cooperation Agreement they would use. Or is it going to be done in the normal EU underhanded fashion? And there are still some suckers out there in the UK who want us to bow to the bullying and rejoin this motley EU crew led by a latter-day Napoleon Bonaparte. Well, that says a lot about them, doesn't it? And the cheek of those on the EU side to moan about filling in a few forms, the sheer hypocrisy. These are the people that were turning away UK lorries and goods because the forms were filled in using the wrong coloured ink. Remember that? And they imposed all their import rules on our exports to them fully from Brexit day one, while we did not do the same to them. And now they have the cheek to berate the UK for doing its normal, thorough job on some fishing licences. What is the EU going to do when we impose all the post-Brexit rules on them? Remember, we've waived many of those until the end of this year, and as I understand it, we might be extending those waivers further into the future. But at some stage those rules will be imposed on EU imports into the UK. Then they'll be off screeching again, no doubt. Now, one route that might be worth exploring for someone who knows anything about these highly complex fishing quotas might be to look at the total allowable catches for EU boats and UK boats and top them together and compare them to pre-Brexit figures. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that overall the quotas have been dropped for ecological reasons. But without telling the rest of us, so that the EU can blame the UK and vice versa as a sort of diversion, when in reality it might be a case of the whole fishing community being shafted jointly by the UK and EU governments. Just a thought. But that would be a ridiculous state versus the people kind of thing, wouldn't it? And that can't possibly happen here, can it? But none of this detracts from the appalling behaviour of the French authorities. And I would not be surprised if a lot of French citizens are also appalled by the actions and threats of their representatives. So what's your opinion on Macron's reaction to the lack of fishing licences? Please like and comment below.